Shalom.
Shalom.
Let me see the voice. Okay, all right, here we go. Con, can you hear me out? All right, here we go. Yeah, that's the picture Quadash made. Picture for the lesson. Fake children of God.
Oh, you want to share your screen?
Oh, I sent you it
Okay.
on your WhatsApp.
Con.
Oh. Well, that's the same video with the dude that was exposing him.
Con.
Yeah, I got to like 2 hours of it. I didn't get a chance, but boy, yeah, everything he's saying is real. Everything he's saying is facts.
Yeah, all of these celebrities, they're all part of this. They're all part of this. They want that fame. You got to play the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's rules. There's rules.
As I said in the beginning,
If you speak about it,
just seeing the tip of the iceberg.
there's like certain rituals that they can kill you, and you basically they could kill you and mutilate you.
Personalities in the field of
Con.
influence are initiated members
You
of
got to know what you sign up for before you do it.
Otherwise,
Most
they wouldn't
people
be
are
there.
crazy. So
Exactly.
Within 60 seconds of me telling you what international Freemasonry really is, I'll prove it to you. Unequivocally, within 60 seconds. And then I'm going to drive it home, and then I'm going to show you what they're planning with this new age they're implementing, and then the conclusion, which is by far the most important part of this presentation. So when you hear me tell you the truth in just a moment, don't switch off in disbelief because you can't believe that your favorite idol or whoever could possibly be involved, like you know them or something. You don't know these people. You do know that they're under oath never to reveal their beliefs to you. The vile multitude. It's time to trust your eyes now, not your feelings, especially after all that I've shown you. This is why the secret religion is so hidden. This is why it's so ingeniously designed through layers of lies upon lies, cloak upon cloak, and oath upon oath, concealing the truth for its chosen few. What is Freemasonry? What is the most secret yet most powerful religion in the world? Well, that's easy. We live in an evil, evil world. So there's only one religion that befits it. Freemasonry is Satanism in disguise. Now start the clock. From morals and dogma prepared for the Supreme Council for 33rd degree. That's the highest degree in Freemasonry, and written by the undisputed heavyweight champion of modern Freemasonry, Albert Pike. On page 321, he boldly states, Lucifer, the light bearer, strange and mysterious name to give to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, son of the morning, is it he who bears the light? Doubt it not. Did you hear that? Lucifer is God, and do not doubt it. Come on now, stay with me. Here from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry, written by 33rd degree Freemason, a beloved member of the craft, Albert Mackey. He tells us whose name represents the good principle in Freemasonry's secret worldview. Writing under the Masonic meaning of the word pentagram, he says that the pentagram, depending on its position, represents good or evil. See how he puts the positive aspect in the first position? Good first, evil second. Good or evil, light or darkness, victory or death, initiation or profanation, Lucifer or Vesper. Lucifer is good. Lucifer is light. Lucifer is victory. And Lucifer is true initiation. See, if you're not initiated, you're profane. If you haven't figured out that God is Lucifer, you're vulgar and profane. You're stupid, in their own words. That's the beginning of their big secret. God is the devil, and we're already in hell right now. Now from the Freemason of the Century, Manly Hall, and this will make it 3 out of 3 legends of Freemasonry stating the same thing. In The Lost Keys of Freemasonry on page 76, when the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething, surging energies of Lucifer are in his hands. Do you see? The world's hidden religion, with its universal one-eye symbolism, who was revealed slowly and by degrees only to its dedicated members, is Satanism, or Luciferianism as they prefer to call it. Now all the oaths make sense, don't they? Now all the rituals make sense. Now all the penalties make sense. And their secret signs and symbols and handshakes all make sense. While the bulk of Freemasons make the external image of the fraternity and know nothing of who rules over them and who or what they're protecting. But which craft do you think the Freemason of the Century is talking about here? Which craft? Which craft? Witchcraft. Witchcraft. You need to slowly wake up now. Witchcraft is the royal art of Freemasonry, jealously guarded and reserved for the few. I'll show you clear as day that this is in fact true. This is the symbol of Satanism. And this is the symbol of the lodge of female Freemasonry called the Order of the Eastern Star. Look at that. Satanism, Freemasonry. Trust your eyes. This is the symbol of the Church of Lucifer, founded by a 33rd degree Freemason, which I'll prove. Look at the Masonic scoring compass in the design. The Church of Satan and Lucifer, two sides of the same coin, nurtured and brought to an organized international level of power and influence by Freemasonry, in secret, and all done right under our noses. And if you think that your politicians or religious leaders or favorite idols can't be a part of this, you have to try and snap out of it, or suspend your everyday beliefs just for a moment, and I will clearly show you how it's not only possible, but it's actual. Please, I feel like it's now or never. If you don't get a glimpse of this now, then when? Who else is going to tell you this? When will you next be confronted with this? This is reality. And as much as you thought that ordinary people came into positions of power through hard work or concern for society or family connections, combined with brains and talent, that's not the case. That's the fantasy. This is the reality. They all go through Freemasonry. You think that Sam Worthington was so talented that he was picked over all those American actors to star in Avatar? Of course not. He was a Freemason. And so was the director, James Cameron, of the highest caliber. You have to remember that to them, Lucifer is good. Lucifer is the liberator. Jesus is the suppressor. Lucifer is pure love. Jesus is impure love. Lucifer left heaven for you. Jesus was crucified because he was a false Messiah. The world has always been deceptive, and we have been magnificently deceived. Here is an incredible example. Pay attention. This should blow your mind. Charles Darwin, the father of atheism and rationalism, was an initiated Freemason, doing the hidden hand of Freemasonry in this picture, and the vow of silence in this one. This would have remained unknown to us because no one's going to teach us this. But now we have the tools to see his beliefs, not through his words, but through his signs and symbols. I told you they can't help but to show off their allegiance because they think we're stupid, vile, and ignorant. And I've proven that to you as well. So once again, are you going to prove them right by switching off and ignoring this? Well, unfortunately, more than 90% of you will. What I'm giving you here is priceless knowledge because no amount of money or success can substitute its importance. And I'm risking everything but my own salvation to share it with you. If only for the few of you. Think about what you've just seen here with Charles Darwin, because I don't know if you got it. You cannot be accepted as a candidate of Freemasonry unless you believe in a supreme being, as exemplified here with Phil Collins, speculated by some to be an atheist, but this seems impossible because being a Freemason, he has to believe in a higher power, or more accurately, supreme being, and I can personally vouch for that. And look here in the Masonic Oath itself. The candidate says, I will not aid or be present at the initiation of an atheist, a madman, or a fool. Freemasonry believes that to be an atheist is to be the equivalent of a madman. And they're right. Yet while they propagate atheism around the world, in universities and schools, Charles Darwin himself was a believer in an intelligent designer, a supreme being. He had to be because he's a Freemason. And that intelligent designer that gave birth to us is named Lucifer in the highest degrees of Freemasonry. See? Never tell. He lied to you because that's what Freemasons do. The whole thing is a giant lie that was carefully constructed by mutilating the truth, because mutilated truths make the most successful lies. This is the secret to their success, a lying tongue and a lying spirit from the 1st degree to the 33rd degree, to each other and to us. I've proven that as well. And what did Jesus, how did he describe their God? The father of lies. How accurate. The one who comes to cheat, kill, and destroy. How accurate again when I tell you their plans.
Okay, family, shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Iron Sharpen Iron class. The teacher is in the building. We're no longer going to hold him back. So just sharing this video, pass the time a little bit as people get to log into the class. So without further ado, we're going to hand the class over to the teacher. Tonight's class, the fake children of God. Go ahead, King. You got the class. I yield.
The water elder. Shalom, shalom, my beautiful people, my magnificent people. All praises due to the Most High God, Yahawah. I would like to give honors to our elders, Peace of Bach and Elder Torah. We give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahawah, by way of his magnificent Son, Hamashiach Yahawah, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. And today's class, the reason why it's called the fake children of God is because the world is waking up to these wicked people. And the world also is waking up to who is the true children of the Most High God. They're starting to wake up to it. And a lot of them still don't want to admit it yet, but the signs are there. Captain Ariel, if you could you put up the first page that I sent you first? Put that on the screen. Come on, all praises. Wow, I look dark in here. Ooh, looks spooky. Is the captain still on? If not, I will have to
Yeah, it's
send that
lucky. I'll
to.
send it to Shemaiah.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right, calm. It still looks too dark right here. I'm trying to find some light.
Shalom.
Shalom, mighty king.
Shalom.
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 Is there anyone who can read for the brother tonight?
God. I'm here. Yahawah. Got you.
Time. All praises, King.
Oh, there we go. Much better.
Let me get this ready for you.
Salakia Kings.
So what we're doing here, we're learning. We're going to learn about these people and what they use according to their scriptures.
I gotta read, so
according to what they follow. They don't follow the Tanakh. They don't follow the Torah as they claim they do. And this right here, this page will identify a lot of that. A lot of what these people follow and how they base their life and their movements on when they walk these streets. Oh, don't worry. There is a couple of more pages. And there's some things in this book that exposes, some things in this book. Who is Esau Edom? Man, I tell you guys, when you get a chance to get that book, and not just get that book, because it also speaks of the Rothschild, right? Rothschild. That's the #1 family of the Illuminati. And how what they have done is start war. They started World War I and they started World War II in order to get to the land known as Israel, in order to get over there into our homeland, in order to get to Palestine and the Gaza. They wanted these lands just so Christians and the world could be deceived into believing that they are the true children of God. They wanted that. Because if they was put into that land, the world would be deceived and the world would have sympathy for them. And they would collect riches from the other nations by them pretending to be us. By them pretending to be us, and it has worked. It worked glorious for them. Before we start reading this, let's get Luke 21, verse 24. Before we read this page, let's get Luke 21, 24. Because Luke 21, 24, it shows you exactly what's going on in our land and what was going to happen to us during this time. While they was put in our land, we was still going through slavery, even though it was so-called abolished, but not in 1948. That didn't happen to after Martin Luther King Jr. So we were still led in captivity, in slavery during this time. So when you get it, Mighty King, please bring that out. Luke 21, verse 24.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Slakia. You see that? We're going to be led away captives into all nations. Right. You can link that up with Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. You can link that up with that. And he's telling you that we're going to be led away captives. So we're still in slavery during this time, during the Balfour Declaration, during the time 1948, when they put the Jewish people into our land. We're still in slavery. We're still in slavery. We're still going through persecution. We're still being murdered just by the color of our skin. We're still being shot in the back or chastised wickedly for not picking up enough cotton, or not picking up enough firewood, or not picking up enough sugar, or cutting enough sugar canes, or not hurting their disgusting pigs, they're not washing their dishes without leaving a spot or a speck, or it was maybe it was too wet. You know, sometimes you might wash dishes, you don't dry it thoroughly. Oh, it's not dry thoroughly. These things, they nitpick. This is how wicked these people were. They nitpick just to persecute us and find a way to punish us. About 40 lashes or more are sometimes cut off our hands, our feet, our fingers, just to show an example. We already know what butt breaking is, and they've done that plenty of times because that's their style. They've done that in front of our people just to do it because they wanted to do it. They have a perpetual hatred for us. If you didn't have a perpetual hatred for a person, you wouldn't do such wicked things to them. You wouldn't do that kind of wicked things to a people. You wouldn't go out there and butt break a man. You wouldn't do such nasty, disgusting things. Sleep with a man's wife before he does. You wouldn't go and do such wicked things. Cut a woman's stomach open, take the baby while it's still connected to the umbilical cord, and throw it in the river for a gator bait. You wouldn't do these things to a people if you didn't hate them that much. But let's continue, King.
God, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
God. And it's being trodden down right now. 1948 is prophecy. So, you know, they try to say that them going back to the land, they're fulfilling prophecy, which they actually are right. They are fulfilling prophecy because Jerusalem is being trodden down by the Gentiles. Straight like that. All right, Mighty King, if you get a chance, let's read this page here.
Salakia. Of Talmudic law, he may act even though a biblical law may be transgressed. It is the Talmud that guides the life and spirit of the Jews.
Salakia. You see that? So that's that first paragraph alone shows you that these people do not follow. I repeat, they do not follow the Torah. This is why you don't see them a lot with fringes on, because they don't follow the Torah. They don't follow it. That's just one. That's just one. They don't follow the Torah.
Mm.
And if these people are creating or doing mitzvahs, misnas, however you want to call it, misnah, mitzvah, however you want to call it, if they're doing that to children at a certain age, infants, it tells you automatically that they don't follow the Torah at all. At all. Because that right there is like a ceremony. And not just a ceremony, that's more like witchcraft. Because why? You're taking off the blood with your mouth. That's witchcraft. Who drinks blood? Witches do. You see how this goes? So now I'm starting to think, I'm starting to put a little bit two and two together. I might not be correct with it, or I might be, but if they're wearing those black hats with the brims on it, like the damn Undertaker, you let me know that you're a witch. You're a witch or you're a wizard, because what you are doing when you do the misnas is you're actually drinking blood. Raw blood. You're drinking this. Can you make the screen a little smaller so he can read the whole thing?
The Talmud is to this day the circulating harsh blood of the Jewish religion. Whatever laws, custom, or ceremonies we Jews observe, whether we are Orthodox, let me, they small words, give me a second. Conservative, Reform, or morally, Salakia. Spasmodox.
Yeah, they got some crazy words in there, King.
Salakia, they just small. Like, I need to find my glasses. I'm nearsighted. Sentimentalists. We follow the Talmud. It is our custom law. Salakia.
Right. Salakia. It is their common law. This is their common law.
Salakia.
To follow the Talmud. That's what they do.
Where my glasses?
So it's telling you right there, they do not follow the Torah. They don't follow it.
I can't even see.
Why do you think a lot of them out there are smoking cigarettes? Kosher cigarettes. Yeah, right. There's nothing kosher about a cigarette. But let's continue reading this page here.
The nature of the Jews is inclined not towards biblical precepts, but towards Jewish lore and tradition. Within the Talmud, which is in mainstay of Jewish existence. The Bible then is used merely for show, so as to give the Jews the appearance of being godly and God's people, while their true law and religion is derived from the teaching and tradition of the Talmud. The Talmud is the word of numerous Jewish scholars over the period of some 700 years, roughly speaking, between 200 BC and 500 AD. The Jewish religion as it is today, trace its descent without break through all the countries from the Pharisees. You got to go up. Found my glasses, so it's a little better. Shalakia.
Okay.
Their leading ideas and methods found expressions in the literature of a numerous extent, of which a very great deal is still in extents. The Talmud is the largest and most important single member of the literature. The Talmud is actually the product of the Palestinians and Babylonian schools, and is generally called the Babylonian Talmud. The Pharisees were Shalakia. Okay, well, you want me to keep going out? You went past where I was reading. Oh, no, you didn't. The Pharisees were adherents of this Babylonian thought, and it was this thought in religion.
Right. It was this thought and this religion. This is what they follow. So the Bible is just a front. It's a fraud. It's a fraud to them. It's a front. Just to keep the world, again, guessing and believing that they're following the Talmud. How come we never see them walking around with the Torah or a Bible in their pocket, anything such, like how we do, or like you might see some Christians out there walking around. They might have the New Testament or the whole book in their hand, in their pocket. You don't see these Jewish people with anything in their pocket. No scripture on them. Nothing. Nothing.
No, you don't? Oh, yeah.
Come on. Let's get Isaiah 1 verse 17.
Come on.
These people do not have any scriptures that pertain to the Torah. None of that in their possession. None. None of it. So a lot of time when you go out on the street and you speak to them about it, they don't know anything about it. Nothing. Nothing about it. But do understand one thing. They do know that we're out there teaching. They do know that we're out there following His laws. They do know that we're out there following His book. And they do know that our Savior, Yahawah, they do know that we follow. And they do know that our God name is Yahawah. How they do that? Because they watch the shows. They watch the classes. So this is how sometimes they can be prepared for certain questions, and a lot of them, they are not. 90% of them, they are not. When you got that money, King, bring that out. Isaiah 1 verse 17.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 17. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow.
Look at that. Relieve the oppressed. These people do not relieve the oppressed, do they? They oppress people. They come into our neighborhoods. They buy up our buildings, our lands, and they raise up the prices. They raise it up. These people do not relieve the oppressed. If anything, they put chains on you, heavier chains, thicker chains, because they know God daggone well you won't be able to pay what they're asking for. And they do it on purpose in order to get you pushed out to go somewhere else. As you notice, a lot of our people are leaving New York or leaving New Jersey, and they're heading all the way out where? Down into the South. Our people are heading down into the South. And the ones who they're keeping up here are the ones who are willing to risk their health, their mental health, their strength, their food, just to pay rent out here in New York City. Just to pay rent out here. In my building alone, 2-bedroom apartment used to cost about $1,500. Since Esau and his grandson moved into the building and moved into the neighborhood, it is now $2,300. $2,300, and that's just because it's a set. How can I say it? The rent right now is set until another bill goes up. And this area is likely known and wanted more because you got everything in the area. You have the J train 2 blocks down. You have the B-52 right across the street. Right? Then you got the major expressway or a highway, a 2-lane street, what the trucks can use right here on Bushwick. And then you got Broadway 1 block down. So this area is highly sought after. And they constantly raise up the rent here. Now we have a brother, Ephraimite brother, who is out here. He works for Amalek. And when Amalek sees me, Amalek runs away quickly. He runs away quickly. So he know I talks to the brother. And Lord willing, I'm hope that that's not the cause of what happened. But the brother was staying downstairs in the basement, rent free. And guess what Amalek does? He goes and calls the authorities, the proper authorities on his brother. And now this brother has to get out of there. And when he asks Amalek, do he have any apartments? Because he have a couple of apartments that's empty. Do you have an apartment for him to rent? You already know what Amalek tells him. And he's the one cleaning Amalek's building, picking up his garbage, and doing all kind of things like that for these wicked people. So these people do not relieve the oppressed. They oppress us more. That's another strike against them to show and prove they are not the children of God, because they do not follow the Torah, and they do not follow the laws of God or do what God say by relieving the oppressed. They are the ones who are oppressing us. Let's jump down to 26.
God.
This is another one to show and prove that they are not the children of God. Oh man, it's so many scriptures in there. The whole book has shown and proved that they are not the children of God. But we just, right, for time's sakes, we're just picking out certain ones right now that definitely like a dart. Throwing a dart right on top of their beady little eye, right on top of their forehead, pee right between their glasses. A dart that sticks to them and it stabs them right in their heart, right in their soul. When you bring out certain scriptures like this. Bring it out, Mighty King.
God, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, a faithful city. The faithful city, Salaki.
Come on, now, who the heck out there in this world, man, who out there on this earth, I can't say the world because the word, that's word etymology, because the word world means a people or persons, a group of people or persons. That's what world means also. See, Esau is very smart and he thinks he's slick. The one thing he didn't count on When the Most High God opening up our eyes and having us go out to search these words, and you find that out. You can even Google that up before they take that away. Just like they had why the so-called why does Moab and Ammon they eyes slant? Before I came into the truth, I was looking up on it, studying it. It was called Mongolianism. Now if you go and look that up, you can't even find it no more. You can't even find it no more. And you get Mongolianism from what? Incest. Direct incest. So you gotta watch these things. When Esau see that you're studying and you're using, he does what? He takes it away, or he add more definitions and meaning to it called word etymology. So now, who on God's beautiful earth is out there calling these people the city of righteousness, the faithful city? Who the heck? Who out there is doing that? Not one nation. Not one. The faithful city, a city of righteousness. There is no righteousness in them. What are they doing right now in Jerusalem? Aren't they having gay parades? They're having gay parades. Oh, we're going to bring that up in the Talmud too, what they think about, sodomization and things like that. They having gay parades. They having sex with little kids. They're drinking the blood off of, I ain't going to go that far, but they're licking the blood off of that. And God tells you, do not do such wicked things. That's what the other nations do. They're having incest. They're not keeping any laws. They push for wars against people, and they can lie. They can lie and say how can I say it? They don't have to keep any vows. This is all in the Talmud. Bestiality. They say you can have sex with animals. We're going to show and prove all of this. They also said that you could curse your mother and father. These are supposed to be the children of God? I can't understand it. And that's just 9 things I pulled up so far. But there's plenty more. Let's get Isaiah 2 verse 2. And the Most High God says, when he brings us back into our land, into our nation, into our rightful state, he said all nations are going to flow to it. They're going to flow up into Jerusalem for knowledge and to learn the laws of the Most High God. What nation is flowing up into Jerusalem right now to learn of the Most High God? What nation? Nobody is flowing up. Nobody is flowing up to Jerusalem to learn of their God. Nobody. Nobody. But these supposed to be the children of God, though. When you got that money, can't bring that out.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Salakia King. Is that Isaiah 2 verse 2?
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 2?
No, Salakia 2 verse 2.
Oh, Salakia.
2 verse 2.
Khan. This is the book Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last day that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Right. All nations shall flow. Everybody's going to come up there. Well, we already know during that time, Esau's going to be exterminated, so they're not going to be there. So it's going to be the other 17 nations. They're going to be running up unto Jerusalem to the mount of the Most High to learn of his laws. Nobody is doing that right now. Nobody. Nobody. Everybody on the plane of the earth right now is disrespecting the Jewish people. Disrespected because they see the wickedness and the hate and the lies that they push out there. Just by God showing and proving by having them go and bomb the Hamas. The way how they're doing it, the way how they dress it up. Now, listen, they get that page from Israel. They get that from us. How you got to dress up and go and look for your ops. So you got to wear what your ops have on. They get that from us. Why do they have some militia men, some soldiers, dress up as EMS workers and guards and escort them, guards for Palestine, and escort them to a hospital where they murdered innocent women and children? Innocent women and children. So this is also to show you how, again, they take pages out of our book. They watch us as we have wars with each other. And the reason why I brought that up, because I used to do such a thing. I used to do that. I'm not going to go into my enemy's side with my gang attire on, all red, or when I was a DCEP, having all purple and black, so they can identify me blocks away, miles away, or houses away. There you go, right there. That don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. So now these Jewish people are showing exactly how wicked they are. They're showing that. So they go in there and they murder innocent women and children. And the peoples on the earth, the other nations, are very wrathful. We can't say angry. No. Angry is like a small, I got small as a mustard seed. That's angry. Wrathful, like how God would get when we go off. And when we go off, what will happen to us? There's punishment. So the people are wrathful. And punishment is coming to the Israelis' way. It's coming their way. The other nations are wrathful with America because America stands behind them. And they are wrathful with these Jewish people because they continue to murder innocent men, women, and children. Now, if you would do some research also, you will find out that Netanyahu, of course, he got the funniest name, Netanyahu, he's telling Biden or his grandfather to kiss his behind because he's gonna not see he's not gonna stop the war. He's not gonna stop the murdering spree. He's not gonna stop bombing these people. He's not gonna do anything that Biden says. He wants to eradicate these people. Take them off the face of the earth. That's only gonna happen if Yahawah allows it. But he's not. You will find it out in second Esdras. This is why he says only one group of people will be eradicated. He didn't say anybody else. So Esau will be eradicated, not everybody else. Let's continue, King. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his way, and will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law in the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Come on, you see that? You see that? So is their law going out unto the world? Now, we're not talking about their Illuminati laws or their sacrifices or the thing, how they run the TV shows and the rap game and the movies, how you got to sacrifice this and sacrifice that just to get on a big screen. Now, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the laws of God, like it says here. Going up to the house of God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways. That's what he's talking about. Who out here want to learn of the ways of the Jewish man? Not one. Not one. These people are going against these wicked people. So this is another cut against these so-called people who claims to be the children of God, who claims to be the descendants of the Israelites or the descendants of the Hebrews. This is another cut because, again, they are not teaching the world. They are not teaching the world of his laws, of his statutes, or his commandments. Let's jump down to 4.
God, verse 4. He in Salaki, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right. Right. These things right here, again, just make you want to look at these people like, who the hell are you? Who are you? When you start to read these scriptures and understand what God is saying here, that when these people go back into the land, that no nation will learn war anymore. No nation. That means everybody will be at peace with each other. Everybody. Everybody's going to be at peace with each other. But that is not happening. That is not happening because they are not the children of God. They
That's
are
right.
creating wars and murdering and raping and robbing people. They are doing this. They are the descendants of Esau. So they're used to doing this. Now, I have to do some more research again because, again, we know that the Hamas was shooting missiles at these people because they was raping, robbing, and murdering the people. It was raping, robbing, and murdering the people down in the Gaza Strip. They was doing such a thing. Kids missing, same as it is up here. People missing. You put the posters on the poles. Have you seen this person? Have you seen this? But they know what happened to them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done what they have done unto Israel.
That's right.
We got to use common sense when these things is happening. And remember, they control the TV, they control the social media, so they could take off whatever truth that they had up there, or somebody put a video up there, they could take that off quickly. Just like the young woman was saying that the Hamas are cutting babies' heads off and raping women, and a woman came up to her and said, "Prove it. Prove it. Right now, you are saying nothing but lies. Prove it." They took that video down. They took it down. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
God, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, the son of the perdition.
Right. Let no man deceive you. Now we know Esau had deceived us by telling us that they were the real Jews because he put them in our land. He put them there. So we were deceived. We were deceived. Now he says a falling away first. What did he mean by a falling away? A falling away is you falling away from your nationality. You falling away from the light of the Most High God. You falling away from being who you're supposed to be as your ancestors. You're falling away from your nationality. When have these people ever fallen away? When? And how you question that also again is by the language, right? If you claim to have lost your identity, as a lot of these so-called Jewish people does, they claim to say they lost their identity. That was done around the time of Jeremiah. So if that was done around the time of Jeremiah or Egypt or anything like that, why the hell wasn't there modern day Hebrew back then like it is now? Why?
God.
So don't let them deceive you. Don't let Esau deceive you. He already has done a number on our people because he got the Christians in the palm of his hand. But the Most High God is opening up his hand little by little, forcing it open. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger. Pretty soon, he's going to have to let loose, let go, open his hand up, and the nations are going to run rampant on him. He's going to lose his whole grip and his whole lie he had on society. He's going to lose that. Because the son of perdition must be refilled. Him and his God, they're going grandfather. So now you got 2 devils to think about. Actually, it's 1 devil because that's his grandson, but one is more more wicked than the other. One is on a level of controlling the earth and controlling the nations, and one just wants to kill everything. Do sacrifices unto their God from the Babylonian Talmud, walk around with witchcraft and hats on, but again, they control the banking industry. They control how the money goes around. They controls that. They even got some books down in the Vatican when they're talking about the Emerald text. The Emerald text. This is not what Yahawah taught. This is not what this and that and this and that. I'm like, man, anything to defile or lie against the Most High God. And they're saying the Emerald text is 5,000 years older. So like it's older than the scriptures. Well, a lot of things they have is older than the scriptures. Because remember, if you do any history, and if they would do any history, stop yapping their mouths, they would understand that when Adam was bringing out testimony of the Most High God, the laws and everything else, it was passed down orally, oral tradition. You spoke it to your children. You taught your children this. You didn't write it down. He didn't write it on a piece of paper. So the Bible was not written down. The laws of God was not written down. Nothing was written down during the time of Adam, Noah, or Abraham. No time. Not even Isaac, nor Jacob. It was not written down then. That didn't come until Exodus. So these people think they're so smart when they try to pull out these texts or these emerald tablets, these emerald green tablets, whatever the hell they want to pull out, just to destroy our faith, our thoughts of the Most High God, just to confuse us. This is why it says, let no man deceive you. They will use anything they can to get your mind off of the law, off of God, off of his son, having you think that he's some wicked dude. That's not what he was teaching, because they was writing this down Man, believe me, when you read the scriptures from the Old Testament, it tells you and shows you how much these people hated the children of God. And we were just a small bunch then. We were just a small bunch, about 70 souls. But they always hated you because they knew exactly who you were. Now, how the hell is that? How did they know exactly who you were? And they had hate for you all the way back then. So that takes you again all the way back to Genesis with Adam and his children, because they knew again Adam was the, and if they knew that Adam was the son of God, their first business was as the serpents to take him down. Take him down and any of his descendants. And they knew this. They knew this all the way back to Genesis. Let's get Revelation 2, verse 9. So there had to be a falling away first, which we did. We fell away from it, and now we're coming back. We're coming back. We want what's rightfully ours. Now we got to fight for it. We got to die for it. And the Most High God is going to test us regardless how far. He's going to give us exactly what we need. He's going to give us the right amount of punishment, the right amount of tests. Some of us is going to get these tests that are more powerful than others. Some of us are just built stronger than others. That's what the Most High God does. I know there's a lot of brothers out there and elders that are way stronger than me. Young brothers, probably like 19 or 20, stronger than I am. Stronger than I am. I am nothing but an ant. An ant in his movie, in his book. I am nothing compared to them brothers. Nothing. When you got that, King, bring that out.
Where we at, verse 4 out?
Revelation 2, verse 9.
Shalakia.
Come.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation, in poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right. If you're taking off blood from a little kid after you circumcise them, you are a synagogue of Satan. You are of Satan. That's what Satan worshipers do. They drink blood. Isn't that in the school of Satan? Isn't that in witchcraft? Didn't Method Man say that in one of his songs? What ODB, Raw High? Women putting period blood in the stew. He's calling it witch's brew. Didn't he tell you about that? He warned you about these people. Period blood and stew. Period blood. Women are doing it. We just had a couple of classes to show you how wicked Esau is. How she was eating her own feces off of her own goddamn bloody maxi pads. Salakia, Israel. We did a class on that. All these things are coming to fruition. The light, the man of sin, the man of perdition is being revealed. And the nations are tired of it. Let's get Ezekiel 36, verse 5. And then we're going to read the next page that I sent our beloved elder.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 5. Therefore,
Hold on, Salakia, King. Salakia real quick. Now, we know Shemaiah is not an elder. We know that. We know that. Just to make revocations clear, we know that. But we show him the love of an elder. Why? He has very much great wisdom. He shows us a lot, and he's a lot older than a lot of us. He don't look it, he don't move it, but that's the same way as Moses was, and a lot of our other ancestors. So when we call him an elder, we're not calling him an elder like Elder Torah or priest of Bach. No, we're not doing that. We're showing him the love and respect as an elder. And I will always honor him that way. Carl, bring it out, King.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 5. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey.
Right. He said all Idumea, all of them, because all the nations were down with it. All of them. Russia, Spain, England, Britain, who else we want to call out there? Another Edomite country. Australia. All these people, they was down with it. They was down with it. You learn that also in Psalms 83, verse 2. The Ishmaelites, they was down with it. They were down with it. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's go there. Psalms 83, verse 2. I didn't plan on going there, but let's go there real quick. So the Most High spoke out against all Idumea, all of them. That means Esau and his grandson. He spoke out against them because they appointed his land into their property. And they were happy. Look, like you said, they were with joy of all heart. They were happy, throwing parties and all kind of things. Yeah. These so-called Israelites, not so-called Salakia, these Israelites, these Hebrews are no longer in the land. Now we can possess it. We can take it over. It's going to be trodden down on the Gentile. Like he said, he tells you this in Ezekiel. They possessed it. They pointed our land into their possession. They split it up. The same way as the big curtain that ripped after Yahawah give up the ghost. The same way as the Italians have part of his vestures and cast it for lots. That's the same way they did to our land. Coincidence, huh? Let's bring that out, Mighty King. Psalms 83, verse 2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Right? They're making a tumult right now. Right now, they're going crazy against one another. They're angry. Continue.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Come on, continue.
Verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right. Our name is in no more remembrance. We're called niggas, wetbacks, spicks, Black Americans, Afro Americans, whatever you want to call it, that's what we are. And this is why the Israelis are called Israelis. Amalek is called Israelis because they are not the children of Israel. The land, as you notice, the land is called Israel, but the people are called Israelis. Huh? Let's continue.
Salakia, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Continue.
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom in the and
go
the
ahead, continue,
Ishmael
King. Khan.
and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes.
Khan, you see that? These people right here, right? So you got Esau, you got uh Arabs, Chinese, Africans. Let's read number 7.
Gebel, and Ammon, and Amalek, the the Philistines, Salakia, with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Right. And Amalek, he's happy to be put in the land. He's happy. They over there with joy and happiness because they've taken over the land that the Most High God had loved on this earth, his land, his holy land. And now all these nations right here that he just mentioned are fighting against each other. All praise due to the Most High. So, mighty elder Shemaiah, if you can, that next page I sent you, could you bring that out, please? Let's get that on the screen in case I might have to send it again. I'm telling you, it's a lot of things are happening out there, and they are being exposed. Definitely. Is Shemaiah on? How about you, Cap? Is Captain Arion on?
Yeah, Khan, can you hear me?
Calm. I'm gonna send this page to you. So you can get that on the screen real quick. Now this page, when you read this page, oh man, it's gonna tell you about the diseases these people have. And these diseases they inherit because only certain people can inherit these kind of diseases that they have. And a lot of diseases that they have comes from incest, stupidity, ignorance, certain diseases with their eyes. It's crazy to show you how wicked these people are. But it was always documented because the world knew there was something funny about these people. Something funny and something wicked about these people. The way how they move and how they do things.
Khan,
And this
Salakia,
book,
King.
Khan,
Khan, I had seen a passage where they getting sick. They catching diseases off working out and eating healthy, man.
right. You see that? Even by them eating healthy, they still getting sick. They're still getting sick. What are they doing down there in order to be catching these kind of diseases? Don't you know the Israelis have the highest rate of COVID and AIDS among all the nations right now? The Most High God is bringing those plagues down upon her. When we get a chance, let's see if we can widen this a little bit for the brother so he can read that out.
That's good.
Could you read that, King? Is that good enough for you or need a water?
Oh, Khan, you talking to me, Up?
Khan, trying to see that's good enough for you to read?
Oh, Khan. I thought you was asking the cat to read it. Shalakia. Khan.
Bring it out, Mighty King. Bring that out.
Khan. Great Britain, published in 1886, volume 15, page 360, has lists comparing high percentage of Jews having mental diseases in the Jewish I can't pronounce that. Hold on, let me do it. Okay, go on and say it. I can't get it off my tongue.
Well, hysteria and neurasthenia.
Oh, encyclopedia, Salakia. It states the Jews are more subjected to diseases of the nervous system than the other races and people amongst which they dwell. Hysteria and
Neurasthenia. That's one of them words. One of them words, King.
hysteria and neurasthenia, Salakia, appear to be most frequent. Some physicians of large experience among those Jews have even gone so far as to state that most of them are neurasthenic and hysterical.
Continue, King. Right.
Dr. Alexander Files, world's famous physicianist. Okay, so bag up a little bit so I can still see all of it. Okay, From Vina states in his outstanding work. I ain't even about to do it. Page 888. Cases were acute
psychosis.
No, the page had jumped and did something up. Psychosis led to idiocy and lunacy are of particular frequency, which the Jews, by contrast, there are no hereditary disease which exists exclusively within the white race. And the Negro race has only one, sickle cell anemia, as a
King. Salaki King. Great reading, bro. Yo, now you see what this doctor just said here? You see what he says here about these so-called Jewish people? Psychosis, idiocy, and lunacy are particularly frequency with the Jews. So he's basically calling them a bunch of stupid mother effers. Slacking for the language. But that's basically a study in what he's calling these people. And this is Charles A. Wiseman, right? He's telling you about these people. He's telling you about these people. Idiocy. So now you know a lot of times why these people got on glasses, why these people look like that, and so on and so forth. This runs in their genes. This is why when you see these people, they never work for anything of their own. What are they? They're nothing but a bunch of parasites. Parasites. They've gotten other people to build the land, to build up the houses, to build up the cities that was once destroyed. They didn't build that up in there. They didn't build that up out there in Israel. When you come down over here and you see the buildings of the land being built, do you see the Jewish people building that up? No. Who's building that up? That's either Issachar, Ephraim, and Judah. That's us. When you go into these warehouses, that one I used to work for, called Billy Ann Plastiques, over here on Troutman, 23 Troutman, between Wyckoff and Linden. When you go over here, right here in Bushwick, right here by the L train, when you go in there, it's only about 2 Judeans there. Everybody else, about maybe like 3 or 4, I'll say 3 Ephraimites there, 2 or 3 Simeon. Everybody else was Issachar. Everybody else. And I was just learning it. This was in 2015. I was just learning, starting to pick up the scriptures and read, because I asked the Most High God to get me out of a certain position, and that I would never sell drugs or do anything wicked again, ever again. And from there, he got me out of that position, and I started to learn. I try to keep my vow like how he said to do. Keep my vow unto the Most High God. And that's when that spirit like Moses came upon me. Because when I saw this Jewish dude, this Amalek, little skinny, thin, potato face looking boy with glasses, running, trying to talk tough to the sisters and the brothers, move, get out of my way, move. I'm ice grilling him. Like I wanted to take his head off. That boy with my spit, yo, that made me so angry. I remember at this time, I didn't know that they were Issachar. I didn't know that I was Judah. I didn't know that we were the 12 tribes of Israel. But that fire the Most High God put into my spirit at that time, as I can remember, I wanted to take his head off. So every time he saw me, I was ice grilling him, got the evil grill on him. The evil grill looking at him. Like, I dare you to say something like that to me. I got something for you. Idiocy. And what we have here is sickle cell anemia. That's the only thing we have, as they quote, we have wrong with us. Because again, we already know that our people eat these foods that Esau give us, especially the slave food. We continue to eat these things and we get sick. And we get these diseases. But still, even all in all, if he wrote this, if Charles Wiseman wrote that about our people, then that also tells you what? That's Malachi 3 verse 6. Because he wouldn't, most like God said, he will not change so that we are not destroyed. As I'm paraphrasing. So no matter what we ate, we was not destroyed because we was eating that from what? From ignorance, and we was eating that because the slave master wanted to give us that so we could stay away from our God. So he still kept us in good strength, high and healthy. How the hell could you eat chitlins and pig feet and still be strong as a damn ox? Can somebody explain that to me? How the hell can you eat this wicked food and still be strong as an ox and rarely eating at that? What makes you think you was eating 3 and 4 times a day like you can do now? As a slave, what makes you think you was eating that? That's only because God had his hand on us. Still. Gotta think about that. All through slavery, we was eating this wicked food. And you know damn well we was eating 2 and 3 times a day. We was not eating it. And I bet you the food they was giving us, small portions, just so we could survive. But yet we were strong as a damn ox still. Let's continue reading.
As a highly mixed and marginalized people, the Jews will be more prone to diseases than pure races. The same is true with hybridized plants and animals. This would include diseases of the mind.
Slacker, King. Slacker. Now, you see what it says here, right? True with hybridized plants and animals. Now, who else was having sex in the caves with animals? Who else was doing such a thing? Esau. And that's where you get the common cold from. Syphilis. A lot of these wicked diseases you get from these animals. Same thing as what Alexander the Great was having sex with animals. Not just little boys, but with animals. Why? Because this is what Esau does. Oh, we're going to bring that out too. We're going to bring that out. This is what they does. So they have sex with these beasts on the earth, and out come these diseases. Like it tells you there. Okay, continue, King.
Khan, idiocy, Salakia, idiocy and embezzledly are found comparatively more often amongst Jews than amongst non-Jews. The Mongolian type of idiocy is also very frequent observed among Jews. Among the Jews, the proportion of insane has been observed to be very large. Jews are more liable to the acute psychosis of early age than are Gentiles.
Oh.
Want me to keep reading up?
Come on, King.
The Jewish Encyclopedia also stated because of these mental disorders in Jews is due to the neurotic taint of the race, a racial characteristic and continuous marriages.
Salakia, King.
Salakia.
Come on, the water, King. Great reading, bro. I know these words are crazy sometimes. But all that is, these words, again, word etymology, to hide certain meanings from you. That's all that is. Now, what did God tell Esau? What did he tell Esau? He told Esau, not this God, but his father, right? What did Jacob tell, not Jacob, Slakia? What did he tell Esau? He told Esau, do not marry the other nations. This made Rebekah very angry. This made our ancestors very, very angry. Because why? Esau, what he was doing? He was out there marrying the other nations. Like it says here. Just like it says here. He's doing what? Marrying the other nations. So that's all what that word means. That's all that's all that is. That's all that is. Consanguineous marriages. Right, because you're marrying with everybody else on the earth. You're doing that. But all the heathens, where God said not to do that. Your mother and father was very angry with you, very wrathful with you for marrying these other nations, Ishmaelites, Hagarenes. They was angry with you for doing such a thing. And he continued to do it. Up until this day, still continue to do it. Go ahead, continue, King.
Con, the high proportion of insanity, idiocy, embezzlement, embezzlement, I can't pronounce that word.
The
And
imbecility.
imbecility. God, now I know it. Now I can pronounce it. And lunacy and Jews help to explain why the Talmud is a collection of embezzling ramblings of insane minds. Jews and white people are genetically not of the same mind.
So we know, again, this is why we have to take the meat and spit out the bones. We know damn well, because this book is written by a Jewish man, Charles A. Wiseman. We know damn well that Amalek is the grandson of Esau. But again, like I said, they're not of the same mind, but they have similar thoughts because he comes from these people. This is Duke Amalek. You find out in Genesis chapter 36. Duke Amalek. This high proportion of insanity, idiocy, imbecility, and lunacy in Jews help to explain why the Talmud is a collection of imbecilic ramblings of insane minds. It's just a bunch of garbage put together by insane people, imbeciles. Imbeciles. Let's get to some scriptures real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 44, verse 5.
God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 44 and verse 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and others shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and others shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
What did they do?
Surname himself by the name of Israel.
Right. That's exactly what they done when they put themselves into our place, into our land. They called themselves the children of God. Surnamed themselves. Now we're the ones that saying, I am the Lord's, I am of the Lord's. We're saying that. And another is calling himself by the name of Jacob. They call themselves by the name of Jacob. Their children are named Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Their children are named that because they're surnaming themselves as our people. They have deceived the whole world in 2 Thessalonians. Let no man deceive you. They have done such a thing. And now they're surnaming themselves after our people. This is in the scriptures. This is in the scriptures. It tells you how these people are going to hijack your name, hijack your ancestry, surname themselves Israel. Look at that. Let's go to Isaiah 65, verse 15. And he's going to tell you that his servants will be called by a different name. His servants going to be called by a different name. We're not going to be called the children of Israel. We're not going to be called the children of Jacob. We're not going to be called the Israelites. We're not going to be called the Hebrews, as is documented that Esau had called us such a thing. We're not going to be called that. We're going to be called other names. Like it says in the curses in Deuteronomy 28, a byword. Bring it out, Mighty King.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 16 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
Right. Now he said his servants. So now, are these Jewish people called by another name? Are they his servants? We just found out they surnamed themselves Israel. But it's telling you here, his true people shall be called by another name. Let's get that in Deuteronomy 28, verse 28 real quick. We shall be called by another name. And he said we shall be a curse unto everybody. For the wickedness of our ancestors, we shall be a curse. Well, there's a scripture showing you that the sins of the other nations are being discovered, and that our sins that we have done, our sins our ancestors have done, and we have buried them, has been fulfilled, and everything is coming to an end. When you got that, King, bring that out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
We're hit with blindness and madness, astonishment of heart. Our heart faileth us sometimes when things is happening on the street. Like, damn, why I gotta go through this? I'm one of those people that had to feel that. That's to let you know these curses are real. When I was growing, I used to think about something like that. Why am I black? Why I don't have what these people have? Astonishment of heart. Why I gotta go through this? Why I gotta deal with this? Why I gotta work 3 and 4 times extra hard to get what the hell they got? Why do my kids gotta suffer? I had to deal with this.
It's a lucky,
But let's get King.
Oh, Salaki, man. I was about to say, man, the way I grew up, man, lost everybody and everything, man. I was greatly traumatized by this world, man, and didn't understand why until I was in a stage of wanted to get off this earth, if you know what I mean, So once I prayed and asked, the Most High, hey man, show me something, man. Because this ain't real. This can't be real, So, I'm just happy that I was shown what I needed to be shown. So all praise to Mashiach Yahawah.
King, all praise to the Most High, man. And we're glad to have you aboard here with us, bro. For real.
All praises. The water for that.
Yonder. Let's get Lamentation 4, verse 22. Matter of fact, let's start at 21. Let's start at 21.
Salakia, I was trying to talk to my daughter. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked.
What he mean by making yourself naked? You're revealing all your wickedness. That don't mean you're gonna be walking around outside like we see a lot of Edomites out here walking around here butt naked. Now I seen one of that. We was at camp in Satan's living room, and we see an Edomite, a Shedomite, painting herself with a flag on it, butt bare naked to the world, walking down 42nd Street. And this was during the time that Biden had just got elected. I said, look at this nonsense. I know you're cold, but you're not cold because you're in your element. But yet, this perverted woman, this perverted devil is walking down the block, painting her body in a flat and walking down the block naked. So her sins are being uncovered. All her wickedness that she's done, she's becoming naked. She's becoming naked. People are starting to realize and starting to say more and more every day. Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. Christopher Columbus murdered the Indians. If anybody needs reparations, it goes to the Indians. We stole this land from the Indians. Our ancestors did this to the Indians. The colonizers did this to the Indians. They're starting to realize and say these things about these people, and not just their own sons and daughters. Right? You learn that in Jeremiah 16, verse 19, that they have inherited lives, but not just their own sons and daughters, but the other nations. The other nations. That man of sin and perdition is being revealed. Let's read 22 real quick.
Verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquities is accomplished. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquities, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Look at that. You see that? This is one powerful passage right here. One powerful and revealing passage. Why? Because he's telling you the punishment of your iniquities is accomplished. So why do you think a lot of our people are waking up and understanding that they're Israelites? No matter how many people you got on YouTube going against us, saying this and saying that, oh, they are not the true Jews. Oh, black people are not the Israelites. We're not the descendant of the Hebrews. Oh, you got all these people saying that. Even somebody called Bo-Cat Malone. You got what's his name? Jason Flynn, whatever the heck his name is. I could care less. But these people are out there saying such things against us. Against us. And again, some of them are our people, but majority of them are who? Esau and the other nations. And they're saying these things against us, but guess who continues to keep growing? The Israelite nation. We continue to keep growing. You already seen, I think it was on the last class, or the class before this, you already seen how they showed T.D. Jakes ain't have no damn body in his goddamn church. Nobody was there. All you see was echo. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody hear me? It was empty in it. Empty as hell in there. Because again, the two most superpower religions are on the decline. They're on the decline, like Christ said. And this is how, again, I keep asking them. So if you Jews was here first, saying this, you Christians, right? If you said this is the real truth, why did Christ say this gospel will be preached all across the earth, and then the end shall come? I told them, how long has Christianity been out here preaching the same garbage, rape, robbing, and murdering people, Christian crusades? How long has the Muslims been doing that? Right? The Muslim crusades. You find that out in, do I have that book here with me? No, it's in my book bag. You find that out in the 13th tribe, right? The 13th tribe, you find that out about the Arabs, how they were doing their conquest for Muslim, for Islam, right? How are these two religions the most powerful religions on the earth, but yet The end has not come yet. But now all of a sudden, when the black man wakes up, the so-called black man, excuse me, when we wake up and now we understand that we are the children of God, like he says in Baruch 2, verse 30, when we realize in the land of our captivity that we should remember ourselves, guess what's on the rise? And once that's on the rise, guess what's happening? All these wars and rumors of wars. All of them. All of them. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. This is the truth. And the more we go out and we preach it, the more we believe it, the more we push this truth and show and prove it, the more we prophesy against Mount Seir, the more we prophesy against the other nations, this great book, these great prophecies come to fruition. And the end gets closer and closer. Let's get here. Isaiah 8, verse 20. I got a few more, and then we're going to go into the Talmud to show and prove again how wicked these Jewish people are. I say that part for last because first I want to get into this book of the scriptures. I always have a habit, well, not have a habit, but the Most High always have me go into other things, and I never get to finish what I actually started to finish, where I actually started. He doesn't allow to me. So when you got that, mighty king, bring that out. Isaiah 8, chapter 8, verse 20.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Come on. You see that? There is no light in them because these people do not speak according to the word. None of these so-called Jewish people speak according to this word. None of them. There is no light in them. None. They don't believe in no other prophet after Moses. None. None. And they don't even follow the laws of Moses. They don't even follow the laws of Moses. But that's all they know they talk about is Moses. The books and the laws of Moses. The first 5 books. That's all they talk about. Was they follow none of the books, none of the laws. So they don't know Jeremiah. They don't know Joshua. They don't know Isaiah. They don't know Ezekiel. Right? They don't know Ezra, Nehemiah, Nahum, Malachi. They don't know any of these books. Anything after that, they don't follow. Because why? The truth is not in them. They are not the children of God. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 43.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right. Right. These strangers around us, they are very hot. They are above us. They are above us right now. In the land of our ancestors. This is our ancestors' land, but yet they reign above us in our ancestors' land. These wicked people, the so-called Israelis, Amalek, these people here, they control the banking foundation, the whole banking system. They control it. And when our people went to go make their own bank, when they went to go make their own banking civilization, right, in Oklahoma, what do? Black Wall Street, what do? They bombed us. They bombed us because they constantly need us to feed them. These parasites. They need us to feed them. if we was to stop buying all the Jews, because if you go into the jewelry store and you look at these Jews that they give you, you find out that all these Jews here are flawed and garbage, but they charge you thousands of dollars for. Thousands of dollars for these little Jews, these little rocks that are flawed and garbage. They charge you that. Because in their Talmud, they can deceive you. Let's read the next one, 44 real quick.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Now, what is that talking about? That's talking about the banking system. Who runs the banks? The Rothschilds. Who are the Rothschilds? Jewish people. Jewish people. These so-called Illuminati, they run the banking systems. These wicked people here. The scripture tells us about these people. He tells you that he shall lend to thee. We got to go to them to get $100 or $200, and if you borrow $100, $200 from them, you got to pay them back damn near $300. $300. The interest can rise as much as they want. Don't let it be now, today, that you're going out there to get such a thing. Watch how the interest rise. Watch how the interest rise so sky high. Because their job is to oppress the poor, oppress the righteous. You learn that again in Wisdom of Solomon. And that's in chapter 2. Let's go to matter of fact, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. All praises. And here we go to Wisdom of Solomon, just for these wicked people. All praise due to the Most High.
Salaki, what was that, King? Salaki.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not upright, our life is short and tenuous, and in the death of the man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Right. So he's telling you here and showing you, right, that the unrighteous, the ungodly man, the synagogue of Satan, right, what they're doing here, they're telling you there is no man ever to rise up from the grave. So they tell you right there, they do not believe in Christ. That's what that scripture is showing you. That's what that's telling me. Let's get 1 Corinthians 15, verse 20. That's exactly what they're telling you. You see how this is? This is before Christ was even born on this earth. This apocrypha was before Christ. And it was written about him. And it's showing you how these wicked people are going to be in the future. Not just during his time, because they couldn't say too much then because he was alive then. But afterwards, after this, the ungodly, these people who don't follow the laws of God but claim to be the children of God, the ungodly. And they're telling you that they know their life is short. They know their time is short. Not their life, because the Most High God for some has prolonged the life of the wicked. But their time on this earth is short. So what does these parasites do? They try to use up everything, eat up everything, mess it up. How we say in the hood? They effing up the joint, effing it up. Plain and simple. That's what they do. And this scripture right here tells you that. And they don't believe in Christ. No man returned from the grave. They don't believe Christ risen up Lazarus. They don't believe that bones touched a man was thrown into the tomb with Elisha bones, and he sprang up to life once he touched his bones. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in this. They don't believe Lazarus was risen from the dead by Christ. They don't believe in these things. Let's read it out. 1 Corinthians.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 20. But now is Yahawah risen from the dead and become the first fruit of them that slept?
Come on. He's the first risen from the dead. You can't say the first risen from the dead. Because wasn't the bones that touched Elisha the first risen from the dead? Let's go to chapter 4, verse 18. Let's go there next.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 18.
Oh, Salakia, Mighty King. My bad. I'm sorry. Salakia. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 19. My bad, King.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 19.
Sorry, let's start at 18.
Salakia.
Let's start at 18, Great King.
They shall see him and despise him, but Yah shall laugh them to scorn, and they shall hereafter be a vile carcass and a reproach among the dead forevermore.
When they see him, when he returns with his clouds and all his glory, they're going to despise him. Like, yo, they talked about this man. You mean to tell me he's actually real? And God is laughing them to scorn. He's laughing at him. Like, you sit up there and telling everybody else that you are my children, right? You are ungodly, and you do not believe that I sent my son down here for his people. You don't believe that. You don't believe that my son was risen up by his own, up by my power, risen on a third day. You don't believe that he came out from the dead. He's laughing them to scorn right now. Because why? Look what's growing. The brothers and sisters that keep the faith of Hamashiach Yahawah, we're the ones that's growing. This gospel is growing. So right now, the Most High God is laughing them to scorn. They're getting angry with us out there. Hey, damn Israelites! Damn! That's all. That's all they can say. That's exactly what they're saying. We're keeping the faith of Hamashiach Yahawah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Jesus. We're keeping the faith. We're keeping the laws, and we believe in his son. And guess what? This gospel is rising, and the Most High God is laughing them to scorn. They can't stand us. Come on, King.
That's right.
Come on. They can't stand us. Now I remember I was on the road, OTR, driving, and Captain Baruch, King Ashiar, King Zebulon, and King Yahawah, they was out there, and Amalek came through about 20 deep, walking up the block, sitting in the living room, and the brothers was preaching. Don't you know they came out with hateful and despitefulness and tried to spit on the poster? All hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. And it's just them four there back down 20 to 25 of their men. Them four. Back down these weak, fake children of God. Now, who knows what will happen? The Most High do these things for a reason. Because again, if he would have had me there, and he would have had Shamar Gabar there, and we would have been there, or I mean, it probably would have been a reoccurrence of an issue that happened a long time ago. I mean, something terrible. Something terrible. So the Most High God, when he tests us, he takes certain things away, and then he throws you into the pit. He throws you in the pit. Because at that time, I can tell you right now, I wasn't as calm as speaking the word as I am now. I wasn't as calm going out there speaking and questioning Amalek as I am now. I was on my Yosemite Sam crap. I'm the rootinest, tootinest. You come over here and go against the camp. Ooh, I can't stand you rascally weapons. You come over here, I was gonna hurt you. I was gonna hurt you. So the Most High God said, I can't allow that to happen right now. I can't allow these things to happen. My word must go on. I need my mighty kings to go out there and continue to finish preaching. But we have to be what? Of sound mind. We can't let everything push us to the edge. And I wasn't ready for that. So he made sure he took me and Shamar Gabar out of the equation when that happened. And he had the right men there at the right time for that situation. Because they dealt with it the way that he wanted them to deal with it. And by them doing what they did, they struck fear in the heart of Amalek. And not just fear, but it made Amalek again hate us, despise us, and despise Christ. Let's read 19, King.
God, verse 19. For he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste, and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall be perished. So like it.
Right, Con. The memorial shall perish. You won't see none of these. Now, this right here is talking about Esau. This one right here is talking about Esau. You won't see these so-called colonists sitting on a damn horse with a sword raised up there on a statue. You won't see that. It's going to be thrown out, head chopped off, stomped to rubble, ground into rubble. You want to see the gay Statue of Liberty, Salakia, the transgender Statue of Liberty. You won't see that up there in the middle of the water with a torch on, with Greek clothing on, knowing that it's a goddamn man, but they calling it Lady Liberty. You won't see that up there. You won't see that. It's going to be what? Tossed down. The memorials. You won't see any flags, American flags, hanging up during that time of World War III, because it's going to be what? Tossed down, burnt, destroyed. IBCM nuclear fire missiles. You won't see that. Down to the very foundation, down to the very foundations. Utterly laid waste. Yeah, they're gonna be a sorrow. Because they're gonna be like this great country that we had. We lost it. But this is prophecy. This is another prophecy that a lot of these so-called churches, all these other nations don't get to understand, because again, the Muslims don't know this. The Christians don't know this. Amalek don't know this. I wonder why their gods ain't telling them that. I just can't no folly. I'm just sitting up there, that's a little inside joke. That reminds me of Elijah, when 150 prophets of Baal, when he sat out there like, your God ain't tell you these things? He ain't tell you? Why don't you go and page your God? Beep him or something. I'm paraphrasing.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's using the bathroom or something. How you don't know this? No, I tell you, man. I tell you, this is a great book and a great time to be a follower of Christ and a son of Yahawah. A great time.
That's right.
Let's get what's Messiah chapter 5, verse 1.
We're
gonna read all the way down to 9.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have inflicted him and made no account of his labors.
So
verse 2. Verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with tremble, fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So like it, the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
God, it's like it, King. Right? So the righteous, we're going to stand in great boldness before the face of all them that afflicted us, like we're doing now. Like we're doing now. We go on out, we tell the Edomite that he's a goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. All the wicked things you did to our people is going to come back to you. We tell Amalek to his face, you're not the true Jew. You're a convert from the Colonimus family. And also from Herod. We're showing them that from a family in Italy. All praise due to the Most High God for our mighty brothers over there, Sakari. I know a lot of camps don't like them. A lot of camps go against them. But I thank the Most High God for them because they do a lot of diligent research and they give us a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge. So I thank the Most High God for them brothers over there. Because they definitely showing the pain and they bringing the pain to Amalek constantly.
I seen a video of Salakia.
Con, can you bring it out?
No, I just seen a video with Sakari with Deacon over there putting them down, man. Putting them down.
Con. They go deep into the history. They could get certain books that we can't get. Certain things we can't get. Same thing with IUIC. Even though they teach a different doctrine, they can get certain books that we can't get.
God.
But yet we go out with what we have and still put in the work and still put in the hurting on his doctrine, on their ways of life. And when they walk past, they can feel it. They feel it in their soul, in their spirit when we're out there preaching the word. They feel that. How do you think Cat was out there in UK putting a spiritual beat down on them? They felt that.
God.
They felt that. Cat was like King David out there, slaying thousands, tens of thousands, slaying souls. He had to use a sword. He was using the sword of the Most High God, slaying souls. Let's continue. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in discerning and a proverb of reproach.
God. So they're going to say like, yo, oh.
Derision, Salaki.
God, they're going to like, dude, these black men, we had them in derision. These are the true children of God? And we're going to be looking at them like, we've been telling you this. They are not the children of God. They are the man of perdition, the synagogue of Satan. We've been telling you this. But see, because your ancestors took out the book, this book of knowledge from the Bible, all of you so-called Christians, excuse me, and all of you other nations, y'all don't believe in it. Because Esau put his hands on it and taking this part up. So when we bring these scriptures out to show and prove that, you don't listen to it, you don't believe it. And now it's coming back to bite you right in your rear end. Continue, King.
Verse 4. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor.
God. Because look what they're doing to our people. What are our people doing? Selling themselves out, selling themselves short for money and fame, murdering each other on the streets. This is what they're doing. So we're out here and our end is without honor. A lot of our people are dying right now. Our end is without honor. But little do they know the people that's following Yahawah, the ones who are keeping the laws of the Most High God, we have honor. And we're going to get that kind of life if we continue to the end of time. Continue, King.
Verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints?
Right. So again, they're going to be like, yo, these are the saints. These people are among the saints. These are the true saints. These people that we call as a proverb, we call the proverb. These people, we made them divide and go against each other. They're going to be called the saints. These are the saints of God. Let's continue, King.
Verse 6. Therefore have we erred, therefore have we erred from the way of the truth, in the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
Look at that. So they're going to now see, like I said before, they're going to recognize who Hamashiach Yahawah is. They're going to recognize. They're going to recognize when that sun of righteousness rose not upon them. They're going to recognize then. They know they have erred from the way of truth. They're going to see that in that time. Like it says in Jeremiah 16, verse 19. Let's go. Let's keep moving. Go ahead, King.
Verse 7. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
Khan, the same people going to be saying the same thing. Not just them, but the Christians also. The Christians also, especially the ones who like to make videos against any Israelite. Especially them. Continue, King.
Verse 8. What have pride profit us? Or what good have riches with our vaulting brought us?
Right. Their pride is going to diminish. Remember, these are the richest people out here. These are the richest people right now in America. They've been getting billions of dollars for the so-called Holocaust and everything else. They've been getting billions of dollars from people, and not just billions of dollars from America, but the Christians are sending them funds of money. And right now, to this day, because of the war with Gaza, they're sending them more money. More money. So these people are rich beyond your imagination. And their rich is not going to do a damn thing for them.
That's right.
Continue, King.
Verse 9. All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by.
Right. Because when that World War III hits, your riches ain't going to mean a damn thing. The American dollar is going to. That's already happening with BRICS, right? So the Most High God is tearing down your economy brick by brick brick by brick, breaking it down, tearing it up to where your money is worthless. Worthless. All your riches, everything you acquired by lying, scheming, and cheating the so-called American people, but not just them, but mostly his children. Free labor for 400 to 500 years. Well, now you're saying I'm not giving them no reparations. This is what Esau is saying. I read these magazines, not Slack. I read these posts, and I read these articles, and I go down into the messages sections and read the comments, and these people are talking about I didn't do this. I didn't have no slaves back then. But see how wicked they are? You're not crying about giving that same money unto the Israeli and paying for their Holocaust. You're not saying that about how your ancestors blew up Hiroshima. You're not saying a damn thing about that. But when it comes to our people, these are the things that these wicked, dirty, dusty Caucasians are saying, and you're going to have to pay for that. That's just showing and proving again how much hate you got against my people. How much hate, and that wickedness comes out. It comes out. Oh, well, I'm giving them my tax dollars. But you're giving your tax dollars to the damn Jewish man who goes out there and still gets welfare to this day, thousands of dollars. His women get welfare to this day while they own a jewelry store. While they own a jewelry store. And you don't say a damn thing about that. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon 5 verse 17. Let's jump down to 17.
Verse 17. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapons. Salakia, kings. Created his weapon of the revenge of his enemies. What you say?
Right. It's going to be the revenge of his enemies. What did he mean by that? The creature. He's going to use the other nations as a revenge against his enemies. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Hey, Captain Yahawah, are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Come on, King. Can you put on the screen that last page I showed you? I sent you.
Salakia, Cam, my kids just threw me off for a second. I'll try to hurry up and get back to it, Salakia.
No problem, King, man. It's an honor to have you here read for us, bro. He's going to use the other nations, the creature, as his revenge. Now, let's get down here to Amalek. We got to go through this quickly. I don't want to keep people up too long. I see it's already 11 o'clock. So I'm going to just go through a few to show you how wicked these people are. I'm going to go through some of the worst ones. Let's start at the top. From the Babylonian Talmud.
Judaism from Talmud. Approve of sodomy. If one committed sodomy with a child of less than 9 years, no guilt is occurred. Wow.
Look at that. You see that? You see that? Now, what the God says about sodomy? Can
you blow it up for me a little bit, please?
You can't blow that up for the king? You see that? This is in the Talmud. Sodomy. So now, when you see that clip or that news article about them 77 Eastern Parkway when they had the feces on the mattresses. Now you know what they was doing down there. Sodomy. The Talmud approves of it. But what does God say about that? Leviticus 18, verse 22.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind. It is an abomination.
That's right. That's an abomination. So again, these are the synagogue of Satan. That's exactly who they are. They're doing everything against God. Everything. The Talmud says you can have sex with a man, sodomy, and what they're saying. It's okay to do it. But you're supposed to be the children of God, though. God told you not to do it. And this is Moses' law. You're supposed to be following Moses' law, right? If you're following Moses' law, Moses told you right here in Leviticus 18, verse 22, you should not sleep with mankind as you do with womankind. Let's go on to the next one, King.
Con. Approve of child sacrifice to idols. He who gives of his seed to Molech, a curse, no punishment. Wow.
Look at that. You see that? And let's go to Leviticus 20, verse 2.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 2. Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death.
Look at that. Kiss that ass goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's go to the next one.
Verse, Salaki.
Cursing parents.
Cursing parents allowed. One who curses his parents isn't punished unless he curses them by divine name. Wow.
Look at that. Let's get Exodus 21, verse 17. Now we know if we curse our parents, say anything wrong to our parents, they will back smack the crap out of you. Men, we're going to get a frying pan outside the noggin. Boom! Your head going to be ringing for a long time with that one. You're going to remember, you better ever disrespect your mother like that. Don't let your pops be there, because he putting the gloves on. That's exactly what I'll be doing. I'm putting those gloves on. I'm going to touch them ribs.
Hey, Slack,
Okay.
and when they're talking about cursing parents, remember in the Bible, when Balaam cursed the nation of Israel, or tried to, and the Lord reversed it and turned it into a blessing. So also when it's talking about cursing parents, it also means literally as in trying to put a curse on your parent.
Right. Okay.
Which also ties into witchcraft and sorcery. And praying for the death of your own parent, or throwing curses at your own parent. You're not supposed to do that. So, but Amalek does. So,
and we're going to prove that. We're going to prove what Cat was saying. Bring out Exodus 21 verse 17.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 17. He that, I'm going to read it a little loud for my kids to hear. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
Woo! Let's get Matthew 15, verse 4. You curse your mother and father, you shall be put to death. Put to death. But the Jewish man in his Talmud said it's okay to curse your mother and father, as long as you're cursing them by a divine name. And what's a divine name? When you bless and you sacrifice your idols, Zlakia, you sacrifice your children to Molech. What divine name are you talking about? Satan. That's what they're talking about. Let's bring that up real quick. Matthew 15, verse 4.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 4. For Yah commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother. And mother, Salakia. And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
Right. You see that? Christ said it. Moses said it. Well, you say God said it because God gave that to Moses. You see that? But yet the Jewish man says in the Talmud, you can curse your mother and father. You can do that as long as you do it by divine name and get away with it. Let's go down to the next one. Allows enchantings. And while we get ready to read that, pull up the scripture, Deuteronomy 18, verse 10 and 11.
Allows enchanting. It is permitted to consult by a charm the spirit of oil and egg and make incantations. Incantations.
Right? Now let's bring Deuteronomy 18, verse 10. Let's bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth division, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
Continue to 11, King.
Verse 11. Or a charmer, or a consulter, which familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancers.
Come. You see that? But the Talmud allows these wicked people to do that. Why? They're the synagogue of Satan. Why? Why? This is what they do behind closed doors. They're just damn wicked. Let's read the next one, King.
Verse
this
12.
Gonna blow your minds. That's like you. Not there on the screen. This one's gonna blow your mind away. Come.
Bestiality condoned.
Right. Right. They said you can have sex with animals. Go ahead, King. Bring it out.
Women having intercourse with a beast can marry a priest. What?
Right. Let's see what God says about that. Leviticus 18, verse 23.
What?
This is the Jewish man. This is supposed to be the children of God.
Hey man, this is Salakia, King. This is mind rattling, man. Like I ain't even gonna lie to you, man.
Come on, King. Now just remember also how Esau came out of the Caucasian Asian caves. What were they doing? Having sex with wolves and dogs. How do we get the common cold? We get the common cold because their women and their men are having sex with dogs and animals. Now, There was something on YouTube that was posted. You had a African, a Hamite, having sex with a dog, and now he was stuck to the dog, like how the dogs be stuck together after having sex. He was stuck to the dog. He was stuck. Y'all can look that up on your own.
I seen that, King. Salakia.
God, you see that? Bring it out, Mighty King. Leviticus 18, verse 23.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, and verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion.
God, it is confusion.
Mm.
Let's get the next one, King. Harlots.
Con. Harlotry, lawful. Or it's like a harlotry, lawful. Harlotry, lawful. A harlot's hire is permitted. Wow. For what the woman has received is legally a gift.
Right. Let's get Deuteronomy 22 to 21. So if you sit up there and a harlot, she gets a disease for the next man or whoever she's sleeping with, that's a gift. That's a gift. This is how they're thinking. This is why it's said in the other pages, the idiocy, the idiocy and the lunacy of these people. Idiots and lunatics. Put it out, Mighty King. Deuteronomy 22, verse 21.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 21. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she, Salakia.
Bad King, my bad.
Because she have wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shall thou put evil away from among you.
Right, you see that? You see that? Stone her ass. Stone that ass. You're gonna be dropping some big boulders on that ass. I mean, some big ass boulders. Smash that ass to bits. But yet the Jewish man says you can be a hoe. You can be a harlot. You can do that. Let's get blasphemy allowed.
So look, this the Talmud?
It's the Talmud.
Wow, man.
Let's get Leviticus 24, verse 16. Before you and then read the blasphemy. This is in the Talmud. That's why he's giving you the scriptures of the Talmud. He give you the scriptures of everything and where they got it from.
Wow. Salakia. Blasphemy allowed. One can revile the divine name if mentally applying it to some other object.
You'll see that? Now let's see what
Can you
God
break
says
that
about
down?
blasphemy.
Salakia, okay.
Come on.
What
So
do they
now,
mean about that?
what they mean about that, you can curse the divine name. You can curse it. You can curse it as long as you apply the divine name to an object, another object. Right. So if you're mad at God, you can curse God out by calling God a fan, pointing at this fan. I got a fan right here. I can point at this fan and curse it out and call it God. Call it God's name. That's what they're saying here. Let's bring out to Leviticus 24, verse 16.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24 and verse 16. And he that blaspheme the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death. And all, Salakia, Khan. That's crazy. And all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land, when he blaspheme the name of the Lord, shall be put to death.
Come on, look at that. See that? Bear with me, Israel. We got 4 more, and that's it. Let's get to the next one. Not required to keep their vows. And let's get Numbers 30, verse 2.
Khan.
This is
Not required to keep vows. One may declare every vow which I may make in the future shall be null.
Look at that. Look at that. This
That's
is how
crazy.
wicked these people are. So
That's
this is why I
crazy.
said earlier, and they be lying to our people. They be lying to you. They could go on TV and lie to you. This is why it says in 1 Corinthians, that's like in 2 Corinthians, let no man deceive you. Because these people are a bunch of deceivers. They're a bunch of liars. They're liars. It tells them that in the Talmud, you can lie to people. You can lie to people and take back your vows. But let's see what God said.
God, you Salakia, King. These kids, King, I'm telling you. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 30 and verse 2. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth.
Now didn't I think it was Caleb, I'm not sure, I can't remember right now, but the 2 brothers that went out into Jericho, not Jericho, and they was with Joshua, and they went out and they were spying, and the harlot, Rehab, the harlot, she hid them in a house, and she asked them, when they come to take over the land, please save her and her family. She asked them to vow to her. Didn't our ancestors vow to her? And they did exactly what they said they were going to do because she led them out. She hid them out and saved them. So you must keep your words. But they are saying that they don't have to keep their words. The Talmud tells them they don't have to keep their word. Let's get to the next scripture, the next one. And then let's get Numbers 35, verse 18.
Murder condoned. If 10 men smote a man with 10 staves and he died, they are exempt from punishment. What?
Con, you see that? So why do you think the murders are going over there against the Gaza people? You see how they went into the hospital and they did that wicked deed? You see how they did that? Because in their Talmud that they follow, they can murder people. They can murder people. Let's read that Numbers out.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 18. or if he smite him with an hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Kwam Yasharala.
All praises. Kwam Yasharala. You see that? Most High God ain't playing. So guess what's going to happen to Amalek and Esau? These murderers are going to be put to death. And with that, my magnificent, beautiful people, that'll be the end of Iron Sharpens Iron for the Tuesday night class. I give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahawah, by way of his magnificent son, Hamashiach Yahawah. And in the Paleo Hebrew tongue, I like to say, Arise, Israel. Kwam Yasharala. Rule for your God, Yahawah.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
All praise due to the Most High God, Yahawah, man. He's revealing these wicked people. He's revealing them. This is what's in a Talmud. He's revealing these wicked people, man.
Can't bring it out.
Okay. Hey,
that was a mighty lesson.
beautiful
King.
lesson again,
right
King.
That was mighty.
Beautiful lesson.
Man.
Just
Most High Cap.
All praise Yahawah Shemel Shah, King. Just to put an extra nail on the coffin for these rats. Y'all see the screen?
Look at that. The child rape assembly line.
Yeah, I was looking for this. I was looking for this. This was 2013. It says Rabbi Newcomb Rosenberg, who is 63 with a long gray and beard, recently sat down with me to explain what he described as child rape assembly line among sects of fundamentalist Jews. This is the guy that basically telling on Amalek, his own people. And this is 2013. Right? Now look what happened to him. Rabbi Newcomb Rosenberg, the lone whistleblower. Whenever you hear a whistleblower, that's a good thing. Because that's somebody willing to expose the wickedness of their own people or what's going on. Among the Satmar, a powerful Hasidic sect who recently was the victim of a bleach attack in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. So because he exposed their lies and their wickedness, they attacked them with bleach. They try to kill him. Rabbi Rosenberg, right? Rabbi Rosenberg, who was 63 with long gray and beard, recently sat down with me to explain what he described as a child rape assembly line among the sects of fundamentalist Jews. He cleared his throat. I am going to be graphic, he said. All right? All right, here's the point right here. It is about to get crazy. Many of the devout also purified themselves before and after the act of sex before the Sabbath. On a visit to Jerusalem in 2005, Rosenberg entered into a mikvah in one of the holiest neighborhoods in the city, Mia Sheram. I opened a door that entered into his shifts, and he told me. So this is the Amalek is exposing his own people, right? So he said he opened a door into a building, and he said vapors were everywhere. I can barely see. It's like steam. My eyes adjust, and I see an old man, my age, long white beard, a holy-looking man sitting in the vapors, right? That's in the steam. And on his lap, facing away from him, is a boy, maybe 7 years old. And the old man is having anal with this boy.
Oh, man. What the hell is going on?
Look at that.
Remember the Talmud? It said the boy's got to be 9 years or under. And it's not considered sodomy.
Oh, man.
He's 7 years old. And this is Amalek exposing his own people. Yeah, look.
Wow, man.
Rabbi Rosenberg paused, gathered himself, and went on. This boy was spit on the man like an animal, like a pig, and the boy was saying nothing, but on his face, fear. The old man looked at me without any fear, as if this was common practice. He didn't stop. I was so angry, I confronted him. He removed the boy from his private parts, and I took the boy aside and told his man, it is a sin before God. What are you doing to this boy's soul? You're destroying this boy. He had a sponge on his stick to clean his back, and he hit me across the face with it. How dare you interrupt me? He said. I have heard of these things for a long time, but now I had seen it. This is Amalek. This is Amalek. That's why the Lord said they're the devil.
Wow, damn, boy.
This is Amalek. They're gonna find out, boy. And one more precept. Let's get Daniel 4 and 17. Because the article you wrote, the pages you sent me earlier, when he'll speak about Amalek and all the diseases he'll get, and he's weak, and lunacy and idiocy, different crazy type of things. So just to close it off, Daniel 4 and 17.
Oh, Salakia King, my phone just died. I have to hold on 1 second.
I got it, King.
Okay,
I got it. The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and set up over it the beasties, the basis of men.
It said what? It said what up?
And set up over it the basis of men.
All right. The Lord says he's going to set up over this kingdom the basis of men. All right. The basis of men. It's like with the word basement. Basement means to be at the bottom, the lowest of the low. Right? He's not just weak physically or mentally. Right? This is the Lord exposing him and his wickedness, and also mocking us, putting us in punishment by saying, I'm going to take the strongest people I made on the earth and I'm put them at the bottom. And the weakest creature I ever created on earth, I'm going to have him rule over everybody. Now, look what the word basis means. Look what it means. Sordid, improper, low, mean, bad, wrong, evil, wicked, immoral, sinful, vile, vulgar, corrupt, despicable, scandalous, disgusting, abominable, shameful, dishonest. Remember, you said earlier he lies. It's all there. Cheap.
Wow.
Cheap. Right? He'll rob you for everything. It's all there. Low-minded. What you said, lunacy, idiocy. It was there. Vulgar. Person of the Lord. Just one word and you look it up and it explains everything about Amalek.
Wow.
All in one.
Hey, Salakia, can you please post that, what's that? That Tamu? I need that.
Yeah, I'll send it to y'all. I'll send it to you. So, all praise God. Beautiful class. Quick reminder, everybody, the new moon will be this Friday evening. Quick reminder, the new moon will be this Friday evening. And Elder Zabak is, he made the H.O.I calendars for the feast days. Definitely get in contact with the elder. Them joints is fire. I got to get me one as well. Yeah, the H.O.I calendars for the feast days is nice. It's nice. Say that. It's nice.
Hey, all praises. I found my glasses.
Oh,
Okay.
It wasn't gonna happen without them.
got a new set of eyes.
Yes, sir.
So, praises, family. Hopefully, I was edified. Reminder again: the new moon feast will be this Friday evening. This Friday, February 9th. So definitely make sure you have yourself prepared. You're able to gather with those in your city that's keeping the feast. Definitely gather, like the Lord says, F9, 2 and 1. We must gather as a nation. So Lord willing, house of Israel, let's gather for the new moon feast, man. Let's not be isolated. Let's not be no individualites. If you're able to gather with those in your city, make the effort, and don't do it for anybody else. Do it for Yahawah Shemel Rashai.
That's
Right.
right.
Khan?
Hey,
Calm.
Consulakia, Cap, I got a question. What's the uniformity?
What?
Is it a certain color?
Is whatever y'all pick, basically. Just for anybody, just set up your respective leaders within the camps of the cities, and just ask them what's the uniformity. But whatever they pick in total, basically. We don't have like a set full scale uniformity unless it's like Passover or something like that. But with no moon is like base to base by city usually. So Lord willing, man. Lord willing, man. Definitely keep the feast in the new moon. And reminder again as well, Feast of Purim should be coming up. I reposted a calendar for the feast days on my Facebook and also the Instagram as well. So reminder again. Let me see if I could just share this one. Just for everybody. And then we'll be up out of here.
Oh, praises.
Here we go. All right, there you go.
Salakia, King. Let me screenshot real quick.
Time. That's the new moon part of the calendar, the new moon feast days. And then let me show y'all the other one. And this is the other one right here. It's the one for the high holy days as well. The next high holy day will be the destruction of Nicanor. That will be February 21st. And then right after will be Purim, which is 2 days. So in total is a 3-day feast day. Destruction of Nicanor, which is 1 day, and then Feast of Purim, which is 2 days, back to back. February 22nd, February 23rd. And definitely make sure y'all get yourself ready as well for the Passover, which will be on April 21st as well. Major high holy day, April 21st as well. And mighty lesson again from Makayaahlah.
That's right. Oh, praise the Most High, man.
That's right, King. I gotta go find you on Facebook, man. Send you a friend request, King.
God, all praises King the water.
Hey, yonder bar, man.
And once again, family, praise to the Lord, Kings. Once again, family, we're on H.O.I. We got the YouTube, H.O.I. Iron Sharpen and Iron, which is H.O.I. class. Definitely share if you're able to. Try to get more people to wake up to this truth as well. We'll be bringing in more content. Sharpens bringing some videos as well too. The elder just did a video on the virgin birth doctrine. Sharpens just done a couple of videos. Makayaahlah from Vegas as well. Got some good videos going on as well too. All the brothers, man. So let's keep the work going. Let me just get one more to close out the class, King. Let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58 and Proverbs 17. Let's go with Proverbs 27 and 17 first.
So Proverbs first?
Yeah, 27 and 17.
Con. Chapter 27, verse 17. Shalaki. All right, Con, is the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 17. Iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the continuance of his friend.
Right. So iron sharpeneth iron. You know, sharpen your sword. It's spiritual, right? Scriptures, breakdowns, doctrines. You know, sharpen your sword. Make sure you get edified. And brother did a hell of a job bringing out some information about Amalek. Y'all can use this information for yourself. Con? It's to arm y'all against your enemy. And he's our number one enemy. Amalek Esau, like in Exodus 17. You know, so these are spiritual weapons used to destroy our enemy. And we can arm ourselves with this information. Information is power. Right? And let me get 1 Corinthians 15 and 58.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Right. For you brothers and sisters. Go ahead, King. Salaki. Go ahead, King.
Salaki. Okay.
No, you got it. Go ahead, King.
Okay. Salaki. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
So for you brothers and sisters, let's continue to keep in the works of the Lord. Let's keep with the faith. Let's keep with the diligence, consistency, staying humble, praying for each other, and fasting. Keep with communication if you're able to, and also build with your family as well. You know, and continue to keep pushing in the works of Yahawah, because the works that we're doing is not in vain. You know, you get so used to something, you get so used to a routine, that you start to feel bored about it. But understand, the Lord is watching how you're doing. The Lord is watching what you're doing. And if you're putting in the effort or not. And at the end of the day, everything's going to count. Con? So don't lose your eyes on the prize. Don't lose your focus on the kingdom. Continue to push forward. We're making a step closer each day, because our labor is not in vain. So, Shimmer Mashiach Yahawah.
Shimmer Mashiach
Yahawah.
Close it out, King.
We give every brother, sister, 30 seconds. Face the east. And I'll try my best to speak Paleo Hebrew. I'll try my best.
You got it, Doc.
God. This is the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahawah, Balachmaka, Slakia. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahawah, Balachmaka, Dabas, Badazaka, Haya, Isha, Bashemayim, Letenawa, Lacham, Kayawa, Wasalachnawa, Tabawachnawa, Kasalach, Dayanawa, Wala, Bayabanawa, but Nesanayawan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Bayan, Rai, Laka, Kaya, Hamalach, Wahala, Wahatataraf, Layo, Lord, Almighty, our great and mighty God, Yahawah, we thank you for the knowledge you put upon us. We thank you for the spirit you put upon us to go out and preach your words to the highways and byways. We thank you for the encouragement and the courage you give us to do such a thing, because we know you only chosen a few people to do so. We are thankful that you have chosen us just to do the smallest fraction of your work. We thank you for that. We thank you for having the angels surrounding us, protecting us from all kind of wickedness. We thank you for putting your hands upon us so that we won't be infected by a lot of these diseases that are out here today, like this so-called disease X. We thank you for our aquas. We thank you for our children. We thank you for you just being you, and we thank you for having a son there to bless us, to watch over us, to lead us to victory when you unleash him on his wicked kingdom. Amen. Shema Yasharallah Yahawah Allah Hayanawa Yahawah Aha Shema Yasharallah Yahawah Allah Hayanawa Yahawah Aha Shema Yasharallah Yahawah Allah Hayanawa Yahawah Aha Kwam Yasharallah.
Om Yasharallah.
Roar for your God, Yahawah.
Good. Good.
Woo, I'm getting fired up all over again.
Hey, God. Hey, Salaki. That's what.
I need the
cat
Paleo
did to
Hebrew
me.
prayer one more time because I was recording it.
Oh, God.
Let me know you give it to me one more time because I was recording it.
Khan, I'll
Alright,
send
Khan.
it to you.
Oh, Con. Captain can
So
say it
let me
better
know
than
you
I
ready.
can.
Okay, I'm ready.
You get the good stuff.
Yeah,
You heard
Penua,
King?
I'll
Captain
send it
said.
to you.
Con.
Ain't that sweet frosting and filling? That's what makes Pop-Tarts such a great snack. I sure hope we can eat it soon. Well, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, Penua, I'll send you the audio. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, my
Good.
beautiful people.
Praises, King. Shema Shaka.
Still must y'all.
Still my Shaki, I was sure.
Hey, good.
Good.
Hey,
Fired up
Salaki.
again.
I need
Con.
that part 2, Cat.
Khan.
Immediately. Hey, you had me stuck up all night, man.